What up, YouTube? It is your boy, YGO Waddles, back at it again with another deck profile featuring the boy MJ. He just topped with Paleo Frogs. Well, tell me about this deck, because this man is the craziest man with the frogs I have ever seen. This man is Frog God at our locals.
It means a lot coming from you. But yeah, I love this deck. I stuck to it since the beginning. I love it, and I'm moving on to a 60-card build.
60 card.
And I gotta say, it's the way to go. If you're turboing your Paleos, you're utilizing the power of the Paleos instead of just relying on the 3 or the 9 Paleos and the frogs.
Right.
So it's better to I'll show you.
Yeah, okay.
I'll show you exactly what I'm about to do.
Alright, sounds good.
Yep. So the monsters?
Yep.
You're gonna start off with your 3 swap.
Woo! Sheesh!
3 swap.
I believe
the 3 Duke.
Yep.
And
None of the effects.
the 2 Ronin.
Yep.
Basic frog engine. You don't really deviate from that because anything more or less is too much or too less. So.
Yep. Pretty standard at this point.
Pretty standard. You could run the 1-0 flip-flop frog, which is pretty spicy, which I may make some changes and do that as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the real spice with the monsters, and that I have never seen anyone run this, and this won me a couple games today.
I'm even excited to see it.
It's called Testudo Arat Newman.
What does this do? So neither player can special summon monsters with 1800 or more attack, and it's a water.
And it's a water. It interacts with the card that I'm about to show you after this that really locks people out. And there's a way you can get this out for no problem.
Okay.
So there's that, and also the 1-0 barrier statue.
Yep.
They both do the same thing. Essentially, they lock your opponent out, and they let me play while my opponent can't play.
Sounds pretty good to me.
You kind of just sit on it and you let them wait, and then you get into your plays after that.
Okay.
For the spells, the typical Pot of Desires, because you don't really care, because 60 cards.
Yep.
And actually, it helps you thin out the deck.
Yeah, you were running this at 40 when you were in this deck at 40.
Exactly, and I'm going to get into like the what do you call that? The ideology of running 60 in this deck, because more Paleos the better in my idea.
I agree.
The Demise, really good because it's
what was the card count on this today? How many times did you see it?
About 3 times.
3 times
and
today?
It got negated, it got ashed once.
Okay.
But every time I resolve it, it's the best top deck you can ever get. And in a 60 card deck full of traps, there's nothing better to see than this.
Right.
And sometimes I even combo it with the Desires. I would draw into it with the Desires. And
I would say maybe even just for Appaloosa.
like Advantage Mania, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The real spice is the reasoning.
Sounds good.
The reasoning.
When they see this and they don't know what's going on in your deck, they're gonna call 2.
Yes, Appaloosa.
Every once in a while, I don't really care if I get a monster or not because I'm dumping my grave with Paleos.
Right.
And that's the real secret. You want to load your grave with Paleos so you can go off on their turn.
Oh, okay.
But every once in a while, they'll call the 4. They'll call the 4 or the 1, which is the real spice.
Right, for these.
And then it locks them out for free.
Jesus.
For the traps, the 1 of Imperial Order.
Yep.
It's a win button for most decks, honestly.
Man, this man's rocking all the hardcore 1-ups, man.
The 1-ups, yeah, power 1-ups. The 1-up Lost Win.
Yep.
That you can send off Morella.
Okay.
You send off Morella. I want to run it at 3, but I think at 1 is okay.
Yeah.
And then Titanocyder. It's another one that won me a couple games because it's not like Lost Win where it banishes itself. So Titanocyder
Right, yeah, it resets itself.
always resets when they bring back another X-Deck monster. Pretty broken.
Yeah, pretty fair, balanced card.
Pretty fair. Solemn Strike is something I never used to run, but now I think it validates it because their monster effects that try to negate stuff, it really combos off well with this.
Yeah, what in the format is Solemn Strike really good against? Against specifically Paleos?
Stuff like Dragoon, I even hit a couple ashes with it when they're trying to negate my swap frog play or my toad plays.
Oh, okay.
They try to ash me or anything that try to stop my plays, I'll use this against them. Sometimes even storing Summoning Mirror Force, when they try to negate it, I'll hit them with this.
Damn.
Wabaku, one of the oldest cards ever, the dual terminal.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this man brings out all the cards that you would never expect, and it always works out in his favor.
Yeah, so the idea is you protect your Paleos for a whole turn. You don't take any damage, you don't die. If you know this card is from the original structure deck, but I got the dual terminals. It protects your Paleos so you can go off in the next turn.
Damn.
And the best part about it, the main thing is it's activatable on your turn too. So it chains Paleos.
Right.
So the idea is you want to chain your Paleos whenever you want. So if they try to Cosmic or Twin Twister, you get value off their
activation.
And they go minus essentially. Because I get advantage.
Right, because that's why you're running reasoning and other stuff to get cards into the graveyard, so your Paleos can just be live off of any activation of any card.
Exactly.
Damn.
The 3 Reckless Greed, I mean,
very reckless.
I used to be very reckless. I used to be against it. I won a couple games today where I activated 3 of them in the whole game, and I didn't draw for like 6 turns, and I still won.
Jesus.
Because you can chain this with other paleos, you get so much advantage. You almost don't care about losing that draw.
Right.
Insane. And draw power is really important in a CT card deck.
Yes.
For some removal, I have Compulse. It's a staple in any paleo deck. If you're not running in paleos, you have a problem because you want to be able to knock their normal summons out
Yep.
and stop their turn.
Especially against like stuff like Zodiac that's floating around here.
Zodiacs is almost a non-problem for me at all.
Exactly.
It's a good deck, but it's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
Storming,
And he
it's
also
another win button.
See, I swear, Paleos are the only people that run this. I love
Oh
my God.
They never see it coming, and
Right.
it wipes out their board, and it's better than all the other mirror forces because they bring it back to their hand.
Yeah.
But if he,
And a lot of decks don't want to get that advantage back in their hand.
Exactly. And here's another spice that I don't see anyone running. Warning point.
Right. Warning point's amazing.
I've stopped so many turns today with this one card because once that normal summon is hit and it can't be used for material, it's a dead card for the whole turn.
Yeah, it's just a free no material.
Free no material, yeah. It's actually better than no material.
Yeah,
because
it sounds everything.
they can't even attack.
Yeah.
Ice Dragon Prison, enough said. It's insane.
Cards, yeah.
It won me a lot of games. Not so good in like invokes at all because
Right. I cannot tell you how often this man saw this when I was running fucking Zoo Eldritch, and he would just hit both my Golden Lords, and I go, cool, game 3.
it's a great card. And bringing me to my next point is that Paleos is so good because no matter what, if a new trap card comes out that's good, this deck becomes infinitely better.
Right.
Because you just trade out all the bad traps with the good traps whenever a good one comes out.
Yeah, using your interruption to gain more interruption.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, every set there's a sleeper trap card that people don't care about, and I bought this at $5 when it on pre-order, and nobody cared about it, and now it's like $70, right?
Right.
For the Paleos now, which is the engine of the deck, and why I say it's really important, I run the one of Eldonia. No one ever runs these; they just run the main 9. But I run the one ofs.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah, I run almost all of them. Actually, I do run all of them, but the
Dual
one
Links card, baby.
the Dual Links card. It's a what do you call that? It's a shrink.
Yeah.
It's a shrink. Bring back a banish, which you can a crazy interaction that people don't know. You can bring back a face down banish card, like Desires. You can
Really?
Yeah. So let's say I banished my Ronin or my Paleos. You could bring it back to the graveyard, which is insane. And of course, this is like just another tech. Sometimes if your monsters are too weak, you can put 500 on top of one of your monsters, make them gain.
Oh yeah, just in the odd
But
situation.
to be honest, it
where
doesn't
it's
matter.
gonna-
I've even made one of my opponent's monsters gain 500 just so I can chain a Paleo.
Right.
That's the whole point. This insane.
Yep.
You combo this with Opabinia, which is now my main monster that I go into before Toad. And people need to realize that sometimes it's better to go into Opabinia before Toad. And I used to always think Toad was first.
Yeah, set up the negate first, but no. It's just better to keep the whole engine going.
Exactly. This draws you 2. You discard a Paleo. It gives you more advantage. Gives you more Paleos in the grave. Morella is another starter. You send Lost Wind, Titanocider, or Paleo if you need it.
Yep, all these are like super standard at this point.
And with Opabinia, keep in mind, all these can be activated from the hand, which they essentially become hand traps.
Jeez.
The main 9, MST, Karma Cut, Book of Moon. This is the ones that people usually play, but the problem is they rely on your opponent.
Right.
So they're good, but you don't want to just run these.
Yeah. You want to combo off with every single trap card because every single trap card gets you everything that you need.
Exactly. And Trap Trick, how can you forget?
Yeah, the best card.
It's another copy of each card in your deck. This deck has so much utility that it almost handles every situation.
How many trap cards are you running in this deck?
I believe I'm running 40 something. So the deck is mostly trap cards.
Jesus.
Which is why reasoning is even more powerful. Extra deck.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah,
where
that makes
this-
a lot of sense.
This is where the stuff comes in. Link Spider is just for Boral Swordplay.
Right.
Masquerena, kind of the same thing. It makes your Avermax basically unbreakable.
Yeah. Just put
And-
that on an Avermax. Literally, the only card that can out is a Kaiju.
Yeah. If you can't go for a game, go into Avermax. I highly recommend it. I don't like Access Code Talker. It's not really a finisher for me.
Yeah. It's kind of hard for this deck to actually get to that specifically. But
Right.
it's better just to have the stuff like your opponent can't interact with.
Exactly. Beastar Boy, the barrier statue, and the turtle. You want to sometimes get rid of him so you can go off. This guy's less than 1800, so you can summon him on the turtle.
Damn.
And it gives that turtle 2300 defense, so there's no getting over.
That's crazy.
I want to run more of him, but I gotta find space.
Right.
Call an enemy. She extends your barrier statue play or your paleo, your frog plays. Boral Sword, game finisher, Avermax, low key unbeatable.
Yeah.
For the
Low key
X,
budget degree.
yeah. Downer Magician for the Zeus.
Yeah.
Sensoria Dragoon out.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And this is the one card that people just don't, they sleep on it.
Yep.
It's a paleo, it's unaffected by monsters. They try to ash it. This got ashed so many times today, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
You're like, okay, cool. Effects.
You let him do it, and then you still search. So he searches one paleo per turn, detaches, and you can activate the paleos from your hand. And this is how you combo off with the Paleozoic Pikaia, because you just keep comboing off in your hand.
So you're making him way before you make Toad.
It depends on the game state.
Okay.
For sure, if you have Paleos engraved, you want to make sure if you're using this, you can make a Toad on the same turn.
That's fair.
So if you got Paleos engraved, you can chain off and make crazy combos. I filled up the board with Paleos before just because of this one card.
They're not expensive.
And make 3 Toads at once.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The main man of the match. The reason why this deck is good.
Yep.
3 Toads.
Thankfully, he's back at 3.
Yeah, there was
What
no
was
reason.
Konami thinking putting him at 1?
Honestly, yeah. To me, it's the best boss monster ever. He's the reason why this deck is good. Enough said. Omni Negate gets you water monsters from the grave. Anomalakaris, pretty insane as well. He's a quick effect pop. He's a what do you call that? Zodiac Dryden on steroids.
Jesus.
Unaffected by monster effects. And also one effect people don't know. Whenever a trap card leaves your side of the field, you get to draw a card or excavate, and if it's a trap, you get to keep it.
Damn.
Add it to your hand. The Zeus, obviously, you can make it with Ophibinia, Downerd, and then make a bunch of crazy shit plays.
Yep. Make a 2 material arsenal. Or
The Last Warrior.
Oh, I can kind of understand why. Yeah.
I brought him out once today.
Yeah.
And he won me the game.
I'm gonna assume Waking the Dragon.
Yeah, Wicked Dragon. Yep. There's no way to hard bring him out.
Yeah, I was gonna be like that Cyberstein maybe, but you're not gonna cite it Cyberstein.
Anyways, I guess the side deck's next. Heavy Storm Duster for control matchup. This bodied a Altergeist player today because they were trying to sit on a bunch of traps.
And that kind of just doesn't work.
Yes. And again, every trap in this deck becomes better because of trap trick. It's like you just turbo it out.
Right, yeah, it's just free to be able to activate.
Dimensional Barrier. This won me some games against Shadal Invoke, all the different variants.
Locked them out of fusions.
It hits so many different things because not a lot of decks are link based right now.
Yeah.
Unless you're running Princess like me.
Yeah. Which we need to get a profile of one day.
We'll get that if I ever top with that. But right now I'm in love with this deck.
Yeah, I feel it.
Evenly matched, won me a couple games.
Amazing.
Little funny interaction, use normal summon swap, do your play, bounce swap back to your hand for cost, then activate evenly matched and play your board out. Yeah, just blow them away.
Oh yeah, attempt to go into battle phase and the battle phase for
Solemn. You never want to use it in game 3.
Hopefully this will go into my pockets one day. Me and him have gone back and forth. I really want to get this card off of him. Yeah. What was the count on Solemn today?
Twice. Yeah. Won me a couple games. I got Solemn. He Solemned me. I Solemned back. And Solemned me back. It was pretty insane. I was at 25 life point at one point. I didn't win that game, but I fought pretty hard, and I was at 25 life points.
That's fair.
If only they still do that. I don't know.
Last one, Waking the Dragon.
Yep.
Oh wait, yes I did.
Really important thing. They get trigger happy because they see so many traps and they see so many interruptions. They don't care. And you want to make them pay for trying to punish you.
Right. Yeah. Punish them back for even thinking of stopping any of your back row.
Exactly. So this one's a flex spot. You can go with Ultimate Falcon, Exterio, but I only have one extra flex spot, so I go with Last Warrior because he's a game ender too. You know?
Yeah, you can't special summon monsters or whatever.
Exactly. Because sometimes Ultimate Falcon can be kaiju.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, both of them can, or no, actually, no, this can't be because you can't even attempt to special summon.
Yeah.
So yeah, Last Warrior in that instance is a lot better.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean,
alrighty, man. You were undefeated today, correct?
Correct, that is correct. I think it's 4-0.
When's the last time you topped in the event?
Back at Mad Alpaca about a year ago, but I only went like 3rd place, 2nd place. I've never gone first before until I tried this deck.
Dude, I like the 60 card list. With you explaining everything in the deck, it makes a lot more sense why you're doing 60 compared to anything else.
Right.
And if there's one person that I want to top this event, it's gonna be you. So. Big ups on MJ. I'm gonna personally shout out MJ.
Hell yeah, bro.
This is the man right here.
Shout out to this guy too. Subscribe to him. He's a good dude, good YouTuber.
I appreciate it.
Great Yu-Gi-Oh player, a good guy overall. Can't say nothing but the best.
Yeah. Any log offs before?
You know what? Yes. Shout out to Team King of Games. We don't know each other personally, but we talk on Facebook, on YouTube. He's a YouTuber, Yu-Gi-Tuber. He's my inspiration for the 60 card build. I tried it, but he helped me he inspired me to go with it and have faith in it. Because 60 card decks are sketchy because you get worried about what you're gonna draw.
Right, consistent.
But this may be the deck that 60 cards is viable. If they ever bring back grass is greener, I'm definitely gonna run that. Or reasoning back to 3.
Yeah, oh my god, that'd be insane.
But yeah, shout out to him, shout out to you, and yeah, that's all I have.
Alright, man. It's YG Olato signing off. Thank you so much.